Mr. Ramick?
Here.
Mrs. Winton?
Here.
Ms. Croft?
Here.
Mr. Woolley?
Here.
Mayor Sellers?
Here.
Mrs. Bauer? Mrs. Toko? Mr. Andreessen?
Okay, we have a quorum, and I'd like to call the meeting to order at 6:29 p.m. Caroline, would you like to lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, can I have an acceptance of the agenda?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the agenda.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. Item 4 is an acceptance of the minutes of the meeting held May 5th, 2020, and dispense with the oral reading.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Cross, supported by Councilwoman Winton. Is there any discussion? If not, all those in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed say no. Motion carries. We now move on to the mayor's communication. Mayor, do you have anything? I'm going to keep looking at Dave.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. There's no official communications under mayor's communications. We do have 2 open business items that we're going to bring forward, and then after those, I just have a couple of quick updates for the city council.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, that takes us to item number 6 in the regular part of the agenda, and that is a motion to approve opening the hearing to receive suggestions, proposals, and ideas from residents and agencies concerning the use of the 20-21 Community Development Block Grant.
Motion.
Support.
Okay, I have a motion by Councilwoman Pat, supported by Councilman Remick. Is there any discussion? Let me open, we got to vote to open first. All those in favor say yes?
Yes.
Okay. Clerk Bauer?
For some reason, the software is saying it's closed for comments, and I'm working on trying to figure it out. So if there is a comment, it should be emailed to me.
Okay.
So
Anybody can email Cindy
I'm
Bauer,
working on it.
Clerk Cindy Bauer? or-
I'm working on trying to get it fixed, but I just want to
Okay.
make you aware while we're working on it.
Okay.
Is that Cynthia Bauer or Cynthia C. Bauer? C. Bauer at ci.taylor.mi.us.
Mr. Ballin, you want to come up?
Thank you, Chairman Woolley, City Council, Mayor Sellers. I just want to come up because I want to give residents some time to comment. So just to give an overview of what we accomplished last year with our CDBG funds. Typically we get right around 400, in the last couple of years, between 450,000 and 475,000. Last year we funded a major playscape and playground equipment at Northwest Park. Was spent with CDBG funds, as well as the LED signage there at the park entrance that this body approved. We also use it to buy stamped playground mulch for parks citywide. We were able to help 12 different residents with housing rehab projects, and we also use CDBG funds for the Recreation Center landscaping project, not for the statue, just the landscaping around the dance statue dedication. To give an overview of our funding for 2020 and 2021, City of Taylor was allocated $481,203. The way the CDBG block grant works is that typically 20% of that amount is used for administrative costs, meaning department salaries and benefits. 15% is used for public service, which is your nonprofits. We've also used it to fund staffing the Northwest Pool since we reopened it, as well as a portion of Recreation Center staffing. And then 65% of it goes to projects that we devise in our action plan that comes to this body for approval. At the next meeting, we'll have our second public hearing and we'll have a draft budget ready for that. It'll be put into the classifieds of the News Herald as well for the public to see, as well as our city website, the community development page. So the breakdown of 481,203, 96,241 would be your admin. That's 20%. 72,180 for public service. Again, we talked about what those activities are. So the remaining balance that we would, working with the mayor's office to devise an action plan would be $312,782. I know we're in different times now, so if the public does email their suggestions to Clerk Bauer, I'm sure she'll make sure that we get it, we'll document it, and make sure we respond to any inquiries or suggestions, as well as we'll copy this body on those suggestions. And then again, there will be a second public hearing at our next regularly scheduled city council meeting. Again, there will be a draft budget in place, and we again will take input from the residents as well as anybody here.
Okay. So just so the residents know that we are having some technical issues, that if you do have suggestions or comments, you can email them in, or at the next meeting you can send them, but you can email them to Clerk Bauer or Jeff Baum himself, so.
And then just to give you, this body, a quick update, we have had initial meetings with the mayor's office about the COVID allocation. Again, the city is going to be receiving $281,203 of COVID funding. That, the regulations and guidelines for that are much different. You can only use them for COVID-related activities, but the city will also get 20% of that if we choose to put towards administrative costs and public services as well.
Okay.
So we should also bring that would be brought forward to this body, and meeting with HUD will be brought forward as a substantial amendment to the 2019 action plan, so that they can fast track the funds, because we won't get our funding for this allocation probably till fall.
Okay.
So that's the way that'll work.
Okay.
I have something else.
Councilman Vance?
Mr. Baum, the CDBG, are they doing anything at the park behind Taylor Parks, the JC Park? No, is that the JC Park?
Yeah, that's
What
JC
used to be
Park.
handicapped at one time?
Yes, well, I think there's something on the agenda there for tonight. I think metal roof, that would not be CDBG funded.
Parks and Rec,
I
right?
think there's roofing and things like
Yeah,
that, but I was just
but,
wondering about the.
During our action plan discussions with the mayor's office, we've talked about some park updates, and then we will make sure we bring forward anything to this body of what we plan to do with those funds. But that improvement is not CDBG related.
Okay.
Can you clarify for people what type of projects would be, so if they had ideas, what would be acceptable suggestions?
Sure, and this could be a little confusing, but again, if anyone has questions, typically CDBG projects are used in census tracts where 51% or higher of the population of that census tract are below 80% of the Wayne County median income. Family size of 4 is usually so it's basically a family of 4, 80% of the median income is right around $54,000. So if over half of that census tract's median income is below that, it makes that census tract eligible for CDBG projects. But any suggestions? Demolition is a little different. We haven't used demolition funds with CDBG in a few years, but that qualifies as what's called spotlight, so it doesn't matter where in the city it's used for demolition. So,
I have a question. Does the down payment assistance and the home improvement, does that follow under the community or the project portion?
through the chair, I heard the first the down payment. What was the other
The
one?
down payment assistance and the home improvement, or, like the furnace stuff?
Through the chair. So down payment assistance goes through our home grant.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and again, that's up to $7,500 if they are under 80% of the Wayne County median income. So you have to be income qualified. The housing rehabilitation is CDBG. In the last couple of years, we haven't funded it very heavily because of being a seller's market. We've received a lot of what's called program income. So you have old loans, they sell their home and they're repaying the city. We've replenished that account with those funds. So we do have, I think we did a reconciliation. We're very well funded there. And with the restriction being lifted on May 7th for construction, we've reopened taking applications for that.
Clerk Bauer, have you received anything yet? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.